Hello, I'm Dr. Maria Hällfors, and I want to tell you about our study on bird breeding phenology that was published in PNAS in the summer of 2020. In this study, we looked at how the timing and the duration of bird breeding has changed for 73 bird species in the boreal region. And to do this, we used a rather surprising data reservoir, the ringing information on bird chicks. And now you may wonder how this information of when birds are banded can tell us anything about how climate change affects the phenology of birds. Well, every year about 100,000 bird nestlings are ringed in Finland, and they can only be ringed when they are of a certain size. So because of this, the ringing timing will give an approximate surrogate for hatching time, so that if the hatching time changes, so will the timing of ringing. And for this particular study, we used this data for 73 bird species at the nest level. And this amounted to about 800,000 ringing events. Because of the nature of this data, where bird species are continuously ringed throughout the occurrence of nestlings within a region, we were able to define the beginning of breeding within a bioclimatic zone, the end of the breeding for that species in that area, and how long individuals of a specific species are breeding in a specific region. And we tested how this has changed over 4 decades. We found that there wasn't really a substantial difference in how the birds are responding in the different bioclimatic zones. Here's an example of the response in the southern boreal zone, where you have the change in the beginning. The yellow ones indicate an advance, the change in the end of breeding, and the duration. The yellow bars indicate a shortening, and the purple ones a longer duration. As you can see, the majority of these 73 bird species advance the timing of breeding, either by advancing the beginning or the end. But a third of these species also shortened the duration. And this was because even though the beginning advanced, the end of breeding advanced even more. So this gives rise to a condensed breeding period. Instead of the breeding period shifting uniformly to an earlier time, the duration during which number of days during which chicks hatch is shorter. What was interesting is that among these species that shortened their breeding, almost all of them were resident or short distant migrants. And these are also the birds that tend to breed earliest during the season. Now, in practice, this might mean that especially in the early season, there's now perhaps more nestlings around at the same time, and more chicks of the same species needing food at the same time. Whether this will all work out in the end and there will be enough resources for all of them, that's something we need to figure out next. Thank you.